Well, you went to boot camp out in the West Coast, right?
No. I went to Paris Island,
Oh, okay.
2006. So I know you went to Paris Island also, and I
Yep.
was going to ask you about this because you went to boot camp under the buddy program, which a
Yeah.
lot of people had heard about. And this, for those that don't know, it's where literally you and your buddy sign up together, and you guys
Yeah.
get to go to boot camp
Oh, you didn't
together.
you didn't have that? You didn't have that?
No, it was an option, and I was gonna do it with. I think we talked about it on your episode. I was gonna do it with my buddy, but then I
Yeah.
got arrested my senior year of high school, and he ended up going a little bit before I did. So, what was that like? I mean, what can you tell people that may not know like what the buddy program entails? Does it extend beyond boot camp or just boot camp?
Uh, it can, but you guys would have to do the same MOS.
Mm.
You know
You
what I'm
and
saying?
you and your buddy didn't.
No, no, no. He went combat engineer, and I went MP.
Why'd you pick MP?
I was gonna be a state cop when I got out.
Oh, really? Statey?
Yeah, yeah, man.
What's that
It's a
fucking
it's a
movie?
yeah. Departed.
Departed. One of the
Yep,
best
yep,
movies of all time. You're gonna be one of
yep,
those
yep,
Stateys.
yep, yep. It's a pretty good job up here, but I don't know. I got a bad taste in my mouth for it, man, because once you get into the system, I guess you see it a lot different. And I guess the thing I always wanted to do, I always wanted to be like murder police, detective to some
Yeah.
degree. I've always just been good at like breaking shit down, itemizing it, and seeing patterns. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what it is with my brain and connecting patterns with things, but they stick out to me for some reason. Um, but yeah, I always wanted to do that, and I don't know. Once you get a taste for leadership and how it connects to hierarchy, especially in the Marine Corps, and seeing how just constantly you have just the absolute imbeciles in positions of leadership that you have to just listen to, and it just fucks up your outlook on the job to a certain degree because you have to somehow
Mm-hmm.
do things the way they want to do it, and it kind of just like I don't know. I don't know. At the age I was at the time, it just put a bad taste in my mouth, and I didn't go that way. Because when I was an MP, at least the on the like the cop side, because as an MP you could be a field MP or you could be like PMO. And the first year I was in the Marine Corps, I was PMO down in South Carolina, and they were just dead set on fucking people over, man. And I'm just I
Really?
can't, yeah, I couldn't do that.
Like, what do you mean? Like, in what way?
Like for instance, I mean, there's two ways you could do it. Like, you can be a PMO guy and you can just write mad speeding tickets for like fucking 5 miles an hour over, dude. Like, give me a break. Or just
Mm-hmm.
busting some guy up over not wearing a seatbelt, driving on base, dude. Like, I can't do that. I couldn't do that shit. And even when it got down to like the DUIs, dude, because as you know, as a Marine, when you get a DUI, dude, they fucking fry you for that shit, dude, and it
Mm-hmm.
just and it could affect your whole fucking enlistment, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I got really like I see how that affected Marines, and I really didn't like doing it.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, people say they're Blue Falcons all the time, right? Like, is there any incentive in the PMO world to like
Yeah,
do pull people
Yeah,
over?
yeah, because if you don't do that shit, they stick you on a gate in the middle of nowhere, and then it's just like a long fucking shift. Actually, honestly, I didn't mind sitting on the gates because
Yeah.
I was a lifter, and honestly, I could do whatever as lo- as long as my work was just like I didn't have to do anything. I could just lift all I wanted, and I could bring food on the gate. I could eat all I wanted. It was fine for me. But when you go PMO to get promoted and to get into like the good positions, like in a car, driving around and actually doing shit, you have to fuck. They incentivize just burning people, pulling tickets on the gate. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find people drinking in the cars or drugs in the whips or weapons, just being that go getter, trying to
Mm-hmm.
find jam people up. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes it would be all right because you find some legit shit. You know what I mean? But other times, like if you're just trying to fucking screw people over, dude, it's not for me.
I
You know?
got I had my vehicle searched one time coming in the gate. It was like 1 a.m. on like a Wednesday
Oh,
night.
yep,
I think
yep.
I went to like a car meet or something like that. I had an Evo at the time,
Oh,
and
I
I
love
was
those.
yeah. Oh, dude, it was such a I missed
What
that
year was
car.
it?
2011. It was an Evo
Nice,
10. I had
nice.
like all kinds of stuff done to it, and then when I got
What
out of
color
the,
was it?
it was blue.
Nice.
It was blue. It had a carbon fiber front bumper on it. Not the full bumper, but like that front bar. It.
That's a 4-speed.
I didn't do. No. It's a 5-speed. I didn't do any like a lot. Like a lot of people that get cars and stuff. They do stupid mods like ricers. We'll call them.
So you kept it simple. You kept it simple.
I was like, hey, dude, I'm not here for the looks. I'm not buying these super expensive wheels and stuff and being all flashy. I'm putting in. I did full exhaust, manifold back. From the manifold all the way back was a fully upgraded exhaust. Intercooler was upgraded to a 3.5-inch intercooler. Boost controller, custom tune. Anyways, so I'm coming back from this car meet, 1 a.m. They're like, hey, can you pull over to the side here? And I'm like, yeah,
What base?
Pendleton. And they're like, open the glove box. And I was like, you want me to do this? I was like, listing all the stuff because I was like, I've been trained to do this as well, dude. Like to search a car, but they were cool about it, but I get it. It's probably also boring when you're on the gate, right? When you're sitting there, you probably want to do something like.
Yeah. Yes and no. It depends what kind of dude you are, honestly. And once I got, I remember this the first serious call I went on when I got in the car. I was in base housing, Laurel Bay, over on Paris Island, because they had base housing was like across the street from the air station over there, Beaufort MCAS. And it was this, you see a lot of this, man. You see a lot of young couples getting married in the military, and they're partying, and they got a kid, and they don't know how to fucking take care of it. And I guess this couple was shaking the baby. And when we got there, it was fucking purple, bro.
Oh,
like the thing was dead.
That's why I would not want to be like
imagine killing your son, dude.
Dude, I mean, I don't want to deal with death at all. Like, I don't want to be a corpsman. I don't want to be a fucking paramedic.
Talk about it, dude, because it's negative as fuck, dude. You don't see that. You don't really, we're not used to seeing death up close and personal, and when you do all the time, it really does affect you. Really
I mean, like people's guts hanging out and shit.
Yeah,
like, man, that's why I always thought, back in the day when I was a kid, really, I thought being a firefighter would be super cool. Probably still is, specifically when I was a kid. I really wanted to do after the military. I told myself I would go become a wildland firefighter and become a smoke jumper.
I did. That's what I went and did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I always thought, I was like, man, fucking smoke jumper, that'd be sick. I know there's different levels.
I just went normal firefighter, dude. I didn't do the smoke jumpers or anything like that.
But with the normal firefighters, I think a lot of people may not realize the reality of it is depending on where you're at, you're responding to a lot of vehicle accidents and fucking shit like that. And it's a lot of messed up shit I don't want to see.
You know what is actually the hardest part for me? And I didn't realize that I had claustrophobia until then. And I had been blown up in a few different vehicles when I was in Afghanistan, and I didn't realize it had affected me. Mm-hmm. And when I got when you have a full fucking, when you have the coat, the jacket on, and the pants, it's you're buffed out with it, especially being a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And when you have the fucking the air tank on the back too, dude, and they in the academy they make you do a HVAC, crawling through HVAC units. And you have to go through this maze. And when I say it's literally this, dude, wasn't fun, bro. Because in an environment like that, when they time you have to get through fast. If you start getting agitated, as you know, it's just you start hyperventilating. You start freaking out to a certain degree because you can't move. And once you start breathing heavy, everything goes wrong. And I'll tell you right now, dude, claustrophobia is a bitch. And I never realized it affected me until then. I had to fucking go back out of it. I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that would suck. That's why I sometimes for whatever reason on my algorithm, these fucking splunkers will pop up, these cave dudes, and I'm like, you see them breathing in to make room or breathing out to make room to slide through a spot. You're like, no effing way, dude. No,
I've seen recently people mountain climbing with just not even attached by ropes at all, dude. Using their body to contain themselves between rocks and not being tied in. No, thank you.
Yeah, what's that one dude? Alex Honnold, I think, is one of them that does that shit.
Yep.
And he does it fast too. His whole thing is he does like speed records too, I think. And
You
that's
got to be jacked to do that, dude.
no way, man. So when you were doing firefighting, were you like residential or were you like federal?
Residential.
Okay.
My local area. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's a lot of vehicle accidents and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to mess with that kind of thing.
Yeah, you see some gnarly shit, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
Honestly, vehicle accidents, dude, are some of the worst too, dude, because people aren't expecting it, and when an immovable object hits another one, bro, like
yeah,
we're just meat sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's not a good sight.
Those are tough to get into a lot of places, in bigger areas. Back home, there's a lot of volunteer fire departments because there's farmland and stuff out in the country more, and so I know a lot of guys that do that. But to get into like the city departments, it's like a process.
Yeah, well, you have to live in the city too, where I'm at. You have to live in a big one where I'm at is the city in Boston, and you have to live there for at least a year, and you have to know someone in the department to give you a recommendation, and it's a long process.
So comparing that to like your police training, which one did you find more like exciting?
Uh, Definitely the
Yeah.
policing stuff. Yeah.
Is it crazy? I mean, as someone that has done it, is it not kind of wild that we're unleashing 18 and 19-year-old police onto like Marine bases? Like some 19-year-old Lance Corporal with a power trip?
Most definitely. There should be some kind of like checks and balances on that because it shouldn't be happening. It should fall down. I don't know. I think honestly, I think transitioning over to a civilian police force for like base policing and stuff like that is a better look on that because you get rid of a lot of the biases because you'll see that a lot. Good old boy clubs and just exactly what you just said. Some PFC Lance Corporal with a power trip, like using the badge because they've been getting railed on for 2 years, being a Lance Corporal at the bottom of the totem pole, and all of a sudden they get a badge and they think they're GI Joe all of a sudden.
Dude, there's nothing worse than getting a fucking ticket on base. Then you got to go tell your command. You're like,
then you get fucked with your command, and then you have to go to court.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, dude. I saw how it affected people, and I just couldn't do it.
I got in trouble for talking on my cell phone because I was a boot. I was like within probably a month in the fleet, maybe 2 months in the fleet, and I was talking to my brother-in-law on speakerphone, or my half brother on speakerphone, and he said something, or I said something, he didn't hear me, and I picked it up long enough to say it again. And when I picked it up, I looked over, and the PMO had just pulled up right next to me.
Gotcha.
And I was like, fuck. So I set it down, got pulled over, and then it was just like, oh, you're the dude that fucking got pulled over. You got to go see the master guns at the PMO place or whatever. And
what was actually really fun, dude, was being a road unit on Paris Island.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because you had to deal with all the recruits that went AWOL. You'd be the one that, you'd have to go hunt them down and shit. That was fun.
You're like a prison guard, basically.
Yeah. But you really dude, recruits that go AWOL, they have no rights. And you end up, a lot of them, they do wild shit so you can thump them around, and it's fun.
Was it weird going back to Paris Island after just being there?
Definitely. You see it through a different lens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because, as you know, in boot camp, you kind of I don't know, you just look at it differently, man. They do a great job at the theatrical side of boot camp, making you think you're just on this remote island of fuck where if you do the littlest thing, you're getting fucking destroyed,
Mm-hmm.
They definitely do a great job at that because when you go back and you see it through the lens of someone in the fleet, you're like, oh, this wasn't that bad, this is just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I remember the weirdest thing. So I went back to Paris Island when I had to go down to Somerville, South Carolina for a school about MRAPs. That's where that's where the factory was that built the.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Cougar Cat 1 and Cat 2s, and the what's the big ass one with the arm on it?
The
Buffalo.
Yep, Buffalo.
The Buffalo, yeah. So if you were a mechanic, I was a mechanic at the time, and I was getting ready to go to Iraq. they sent us there to learn how to work on these vehicles and stuff.
Those things
And
were fucking huge, dude.
oh yeah, dude. And oh man, the first time I drove a Buffalo, I was so hungover, and because it was the day after the Marine Corps birthday, and we're at this
Nice.
school, we got like kicked out of a Texas Roadhouse because we were fucking drinking.
Of
I
course.
mean,
Of
we were
course.
in, and the next day they're like, you get on the Buffalo, and it's the one from, if you've ever seen Transformers, the first one, it's the
Yeah.
one from Transformers that's skating down the highway.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah, yeah.
Decepticon logo welded on the back door of it, and that's the one we would work on. And when it's your turn to drive it, you jump in the driver's seat of this like 80,000 pound vehicle, drive around the parking lot once, back into a parking spot, and then they're like, all right, let's take it out on the highway. And it's this like little, South Carolina 2-lane highway. You're driving this
Yeah.
big ass truck down. And
Those are tippy, right?
it wasn't too bad actually. I mean, it is super fucking tall. You'd have to be going fast and turn real hard to tip it, I think, because it's just so big. It would
Yeah.
be hard to get it fast enough to turn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's such a fucking land beast.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we probably shouldn't have been driving them right after the
On
Marine
those
Corps birthday.
small ass. Yeah, yeah.
It was a bad idea that day. But anyways, so I went down to Paris Island to check it out because I was like, I haven't been there since I was a recruit. And I remember driving on and being like, oh, there's a rifle range. Oh, there's 3rd Battalion. What? I didn't realize the entire time I was there that I was next to the rifle range, that we were right next to it. I was like,
Yep.
because you do a hike. You do like a 5-mile hike to get to it, and they must take you all these weird
They
ways
do,
around
dude.
the
They
island.
take you all the way around. Yeah.
I didn't know for the longest time that it was literally right next to each other. And I remember when I graduated boot camp and we left, my parents were like, how do we get off the base? And I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, I don't even know where we're at right now. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's like getting off the moon when you get out of boot camp, dude. Like you have no idea where anything is, and it's just it's very surreal.
Were you a PFC when you went back there?
Yep.
You were
Yeah,
still
I
a
was.
PFC, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember seeing like some of the kids in supply and shit like that were like handing out uniforms that were like PFCs, and I'm like, dude, that must suck to just come right back
Yeah.
here after finishing boot camp. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Definitely.
want to be away from all this stuff. So, yeah, dude, I don't know.
Well, because you have that mythical feeling of the fleet, you know what I mean? And then you go back to that, it's like, oh, yucky.
Yeah, that's like the fleet, but like the most less, farthest from it as it could be, I guess, when you're in a training.
Most removed, yeah.
And I imagine they're very stickler about what you do because you're around recruits, so you can't,
For sure.
What was like a weird? I want to move on to like the field MP and your deployment to Afghanistan, but I want to know, as a guy that we always hear about like domestic violence and all these like crazy things. You talk about a kid that died. Like, what's like the craziest kind of call you would get, or something that's just like this is mind blowing?
There was a few murders when I was there.
Really,
It
on base?
would always, yeah, it would always be around domestic, or suicides. There was a I think he was a 1-star. I know he was very high up, but he went right up to the gate, right up to the on-housing gate. I think his wife had cheated on him or something, and he blew his brains out with a shotgun. Pulled up to the gate, put the double barrel in his mouth, and fucking kick-started it, bro.
What a crazy way to do it. Why would you do it like that?
I have no idea. Think about the mindset behind that, dude. To do that, to like accept death, just to even accept death, taking your own life is a huge. You got to be really going through some shit to do that.
Yeah.
But to drive up to the fucking gate and do it, dude, like, do you want people to see it? Like, are you that vain? You want people to know your pain like that? I don't know.
And you're fucking up those people probably too. 'Cause
Yeah,
now they have to live
absolutely.
with that shit. Fucking suicides, man. There was a guy I knew. He was a major who got out, Zimmerman, who recently committed suicide. And it's like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Did anyone kill themselves in your boot camp class?
No. And
I had
during boot camp? No.
Yeah, I had 2 guys kill themselves, dude.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yep. One hung
Jesus.
himself, and then another slit his wrists in his rack, dude.
Oh my
It
god.
was like, really, dude, it really wasn't that bad. It makes you think, like, who is actually coming to join the military, because you have people from all over the place.
We had guys that, like, I remember a guy that like faked asthma. He was like, he's like pretending like he couldn't breathe. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to take you to medical. And now we got to do all these medical tests to see if you have asthma. And it's
Fucking man.
basically like you're sitting and holding for weeks in the medical
Yeah.
platoon. And he ended up not having asthma. So now he was like a month behind us. You
Oh.
know, and it was like, dude, fuck. And they brought him back to the platoon to be like, hey, don't be
Oh,
an idiot like
he came
me,
back to the platoon.
just to tell us don't fuck around because now I'm a month behind you guys to reinforce it.
That
You
was
know?
like the worst possible thing that could happen to you in boot camp is if you like fell out of your platoon and then you were stuck in that like holding platoon in boot camp. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm glad that didn't happen to me. That happened to my buddy that I got to join. He got what's that
Broke a bone or
infection?
something.
No, what's that infection that people always
Oh,
get?
cellulitis.
Cellulitis. He got cellulitis in his knee and he had to sit through that shit. I remember, man, when I left, so we flew out of I came from Indiana. Normally you would go to the West Coast if you're from Indiana. I requested Paris Island and they sent me there. And there was one other dude that was going. It was me, another dude, and a female. I don't remember what happened to her, but me and this other kid were put in the same platoon, and he just wasn't. He wasn't there. He was just not in
No.
shape. Like he couldn't do any pull ups. Like immediately, just the private pile basically. And after like a month of just not being good at anything, they dropped him to another platoon. And then, or no, they dropped him to the PCP, the physical conditioning platoon, pork chop platoon is what we
Yep.
called it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then after that, he got dropped to a platoon, and we saw him at the rifle range one time, and I think he got dropped from that platoon also.
Oh.
And when at the end of boot camp at this time at Paris Island, you would get Family Day, or you had like a Libo Friday or something like that where they'd let you walk around. Anyway, it was like Family Day and stuff like that. And your weapons are still in the squad bay, and they can't leave them alone. And everybody gets this off, so they bring in recruits from other platoons. They brought this kid back that was supposed to graduate with us.
So they want he
to
had to
st-
watch that shit.
He had to stand
Oh.
fire watch and watch our weapons, and he still had like over a month and a half left to go. He'd been
Oh.
dropped back multiple times, and I was like, dude, if someone's going
That's
to commit
cold.
suicide, that's that guy.
Yeah.
Like, keep an eye on that fucking dude because he's probably super depressed right now.
There is, I mean, no matter where you look at it, dude, suicide is just all over the Marines, all over the military in general, man. Like,
I think
it
just
is
society, it's bad. It's getting worse. I don't get it, man. That permanent solution to a temporary problem kind of thing. I would understand if I'm like 80 and I'm ill and the next 10 years or 5 years or a year or whatever, I'm terminally ill and I'm just going to be laying in a bed waiting to die.
I understand that.
Maybe that, I get it. But when you're like 20s, 30s, like,
And you're doing it over a woman or like a temporary thing like that. Yeah, exactly.
I used to see. I remember being in and at Lejeune, I would always buy Marine Corps Times every week. I'd always buy the Marine Corps Times and read it, and it always would list the combat casualties for that week through Iraq and Afghanistan. And there would always be these casualties that were like non-combat incident, and I always just assumed they were like accidents, like fucking wrecked a Humvee or something like that. And some of them were, but a lot of those were suicides. A lot of those were people offing themselves in country.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, when I was going through TRS, I found out that my roommate that we shared a living quarters in Iraq in '09 killed himself. So I found out like a couple days before I got out of the Marines. I was just like, "What the fuck, man?"
You know what's I don't know why I thought of this, but today I was on Instagram and I was going through some stuff, and it was a interview of a Jewish person that his father had been at Auschwitz, and he was talking about how his dad told him that they would just in mass quantities just burn Jewish people and it would just be like a sea of bodies in this pit. And like really think about that. Think about remember when you got to boot camp and you just like could like observe what was going on. You like saw the drill instructors, you understood what you were going to be dealing with and you just accepted it. Imagine getting to a fucking just death camp like that and seeing that
Crazy.
evil. You know what I mean? And like
Mhm.
and understanding that is how you're about to go. And I was just thinking about how far removed as Americans we are from just any kind of evil or death like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even think about how like when we went over and deployed and some of us got some and some of us did whatever, but that was like the extent of like the evil we saw. And people in America like they we I mean we're so removed from any kind of anything like that. It's
Yeah.
I can kind of understand why I don't know the climate that we're in today to a certain degree. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, people are for sure ignorant about what's going on, world events. It's stuff that's outside of their purview. They have no reason to. If no one in my family's in the military, my industry is not military related at all. Why would I look up anything unless I'm just like an adventurer or I'm
yeah,
fascinated
yeah,
with
yeah,
that topic? Like a lot of people aren't even going to think about that. And then, yeah, dude, you're right. I remember being in Afghanistan and being, I'm on watch working in the command center a lot and nothing to do. I'm just scrolling through Sipper, which for those who don't know what Sipper is,
yeah.
that's a secret internet.
Yep.
And on the Sipper side, there is like a version, not, it's like YouTube. They have like different websites on the secret internet where you can go and watch like videos and stuff. And there's some crazy shit on there. I mean, everything from airstrikes and stuff like that, which we could look up our airstrikes and stuff that once they got uploaded, to like cartel people chopping people's heads off fucking in South
Damn.
America and shit. And I remember there was a dude I worked with that would always be looking up these beheading videos. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, what's
He'd always
wrong
be
with
like, dude, check this out. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to
all
watch
set?
that. Man, I mean, remember when ISIS was making those crazy like super slick videos of where they're like torturing people and killing them?
That's when I was over there, dude. Yeah, yeah. We used that for like motivation for a lot of the shit we did. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, that stuff is like you don't realize how evil people can be, but
you
certain
imagine that?
ideologies push
Imagine
people.
being a PO, dude. Imagine getting fucking kidnapped by ISIS and
I
realizing that
wouldn't
that was
want
going
to
to
be.
happen to you.
I wouldn't want to be a POW of anybody.
Oh my God.
I
Even
mean,
Vietnam, dude. Even Vietnam, how those guys got just like emancipated and oh
you
my
want to read a
God.
fucked up book, man? There's a book called "Why Didn't You Get Me Out," and it's from a POW from Vietnam, and it's like his story about how he got captured and how he's treated. And I think I think it's called "Why Didn't You Get Me Out? 7 Years to Freedom," or that might be two different books. I think I have them both on my bookshelf. I'm trying to see it. But why didn't you get me out? Like he thinks that they could have saved him, but they didn't. And it's just
What?
this like, yeah, it's such a crazy book, man. I read a few, like I said, that 7 Years to Freedom, I think. Why Didn't You Get Me Out? And there's some more.
I'll definitely look that up.
Dude, it's so fun. I mean, you read that and you're like, man, and when they're talking about it, they're like, yeah, I was tied down into this. I had a broken back, and they had me tied down so that mosquitoes would attack me at night, and I couldn't do
Oh,
anything about it. And I'm like, you just named like multiple horrible things in one sentence, and it's like, yeah, these things happen, and it's like, how could I ever even imagine having a broken back, being stretched out and tied down in the jungle so mosquitoes could feast on me, and I
oh
can't
my
even really
God.
move because my back is
You
broke. And
imagine that? You know what that would do to your
no,
head, bro?
no,
Like
I can't. That would be horrible, dude. I mean,
some of the worst like torture, dude, is actually like some of the simplest things. Like I think the one of the worst ones I heard of was just straight sleep deprivation,
mm,
not allowing someone to fall asleep for
yeah,
weeks, and it does something terrible to you. Where I think I don't know. I read up on this Russian one, dude, where they did this, kept these guys alive for so long that right when they fell asleep, they had a heart attack and died,
oh
just
shit,
because of how like it like fucks with your body.
it
I
can
don't know.
kill
I don't
you.
really. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the person that stayed awake the longest, like record in like a laboratory setting or whatever, so that they could actually study it, was like 11 and a half days or something like
Oh,
that. Yeah, it's fatal. Like if you don't fall asleep, it's fatal. But yeah, they have like, stress boxes and stuff where you can't. It's like shaped where you can't sit, you can't stand, but it's like you're like hunched over, so your back is fucked and
Or the music is just cranking
cranks
or lights
music.
on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, being tortured would fucking suck.
Yeah, dude. Did you ever do Sears? Sears school?
No, not the actual SEER school. We just did when I was on my advisor team. We did what do they call it, SEER Alpha or something like that. Basically, like classroom training, but none of the actual like full what do they call it, full spectrum SEER.
Yeah.
There's like an actual name for
Would you
it.
waterboard each other?
No, 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 no. It was basically like how you get out of like cuffs, how you get out of like tape, how you get out, like just different kind of techniques, stuff to look out for. It was well, you were an advisor, so we could talk about you going to Afghanistan as a military police officer. You got pulled. This was a huge thing. You were part of a police transition team, right? Was it
Yep.
transition or training team? Police mentor team.
Training.
Yeah. So and then you guys would go and help. You're supposed to be there to be subject matter experts on different topics to help them, the Afghans, get better at their job. When you were doing your training, I went through my training in 2012. What year did you do your advisor training?
2000, latter of 2010.
Was there a specific like training curriculum that you had to go through to be an advisor at that time?
So we had to learn all their weapon systems.
Did
Once
you get
we
to shoot them
did,
all?
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yep. I went to a foreign uh machine gun course, dude, which was fucking awesome, dude. I had a great time in California when doing that. But other than that, we had to learn their language, just like the hey, how are you, where you from, ask you justy, hobi, 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 and you just had to learn how to keep a conversation with them, tell them how to do certain things. Basically, really all we were was they made us grunts to a certain degree, and we had to teach them how to do basic patrols, how to do like just contact, contact left, contact right, movement to fire drills, teach them that. And we just basically had to learn their language and teach them that. I mean, all we did over there, dude. Oh, and bats and hides. That was big. That was big when I was in there too. Um, Really, all it was they would send me, five other Marines, and maybe 20 Afghan army or Afghan police to this fucking rink-dick fob that we had to set up, and we would just go on patrols with them and teach them how to like upkeep a fob. That's really all it was. So we were right in Helmand in the Delaram district.
Okay.
So it was right on the in the middle of Route 1 and Route 606, right where those two interjected. And it actually was an old NDS compound. So it was I guess it was the sketchy ass compound we were at, dude. They were doing some fucking wild shit there because there was like this jail
Mm-hmm.
right in the middle of this compound, and there was blood stains in there, dude. Like they were definitely doing some torture shit in there.
That's
But
exciting.
yeah, they were doing some spooky shit in there. But it was, I mean, we had a fucking high speed deployment, dude. I was really happy with the deployment that I did not expect it to go the way it did, and I learned a lot very quickly, for sure.
What do you think about your Afghan partners?
Half and half, man. Like I don't know if you've ever dealt with. I think you told me you did. Um, Basically, half of them were fucking farmers or young kids that just were forced into it, and
Mm-hmm.
then the other half were just old Muj guys, old Mujahideen guys,
For
dude.
sure.
So they were legit, definitely. If there were Muj guys, they were legit.
Yeah, we had something I try to tell people to consider when they'd be like, "Oh, these Afghans are shitty," blah 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 blah. I'd be like, we're in Sangin right now, and we know how shitty Sangin is, and we want to get here and get our deployment over with and get back home. Well, these dudes aren't fucking leaving. They're in
They
Sangin.
live here.
That's
Yeah.
their spot, and those dudes are getting fucking killed all the time. So I understand when dudes are like hesitant to do stuff, or like it's like, man, we had one op where or one attack really where I think it was like 6 Afghans got killed, including the company commander. And it's like when shit like that's happening, of course some of those dudes are like, fuck this, especially if they've
Yeah,
been there for a long time.
yeah. They're not all motivated and gung ho like the Marines are because they've been there for fucking 4 months. You know what I'm saying? And they want to get
Yeah.
a taste.
Some of
They've
them
been
were
living
legit.
there.
Some of them were
Yeah,
legit.
for sure. So you know about that guy Rambo I talk about all the time, right?
I
Did I
saw. I actually. I don't think we talked about it before, but I did see the short on your YouTube channel.
just this super legit dude that was with us, dude. He clearly been fighting for a while, knew his shit, and you could trust him in a firefight. You know what I mean? And that meant a lot because I got in a few different firefights with him, and we just had a good back and forth, me and him. He respected that I learned his language, and I would fuck around with him a lot. So he just respected me. He saw that I could bang it out, and me and him definitely off some talents together. And whenever you do that with somebody, you have this just kind of fucking weird bond that you have together. But anyways, uh, towards the end of our deployment, we got QRF to one of like basically it was like our last fob at the end of this highway, wicked far from where we were stationed at, and it was right on. Technically, it was right out of our AO,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a couple of our Afghans over there, and we went all the way out there, right, and the OIC had changed because the captain that was with us had just got blown up and they had sent them to Germany. So it fell down to my staff sergeant. He really wasn't he really wasn't a field guy, and he was one of those dudes that was just like a ribbon chaser, and he would not like put his name out there. Like if it came to a situation where he had to put his name out there and possibly get in trouble, he would always do the opposite thing.
Mm.
And dude, these Afghans basically I think like 6 of them got killed, and we could have definitely helped them, and we did it. We turned around, and Rambo knew that because he called us for QRF,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't talk to us after that. After that moment, he wouldn't talk to us because a bunch of them got killed, and we could have helped them. But anyways, I had my interpreter on my podcast probably like 6 months ago, and he told me that Rambo. It sounds like a sketchy story, but he said that Rambo went to see his family, and on his way there, he got stopped at a Taliban checkpoint, and they found out it was him, and they chopped his head off and sent it to his commander.
Oh.
Power move, right there, dude.
I don't. It wouldn't surprise me if that's true because I remember the last thing my advisor team did before we left Afghanistan was get the Afghan sergeant major for the battalion we were advising a flight to Leatherneck to get another flight because basically he was going home to see his family, but he couldn't take the roads because if he did, he'd get killed. And his son had already within like a month had been stopped. What you're saying by a Taliban checkpoint and was killed. And so he knew. So that was the last thing we did was get him a flight out of there to go see his family. I don't know whatever happened to him. Probably something similar, but
Dude, I'm sure all those guys are dead. Honestly.
A lot of them probably are for sure.
Yeah. Or they just like switch sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To survive, you know? Like,
yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And like what you're saying, man, that's a fucked up situation, where you can help them out, but someone in the chain of command says no. Like that's and they know. Like they will definitely hold that against you for sure.
Of course they will, dude. I would hold it against. If I was him, that would bother me. If we're coming over there and we're like, we got your back. If you do this, this, and this, and you just do what we say, and then we don't, that's what happened to a lot of the guys over there, man. Like, we would sing this story that we were there together to make a difference, and then we just fucking pack up and leave like that, dude. Like, that was the shit. That left such a bad taste in my mouth how we got out of Afghanistan, dude. I mean, anyone that served in Afghanistan, dude, that if you did legit shit over there, maybe lost a couple of guys and did your thing a little bit, it hurts because I think we all like to think we made a difference over there, or we at least left the place a little bit better than it was. You know what I mean? And after something like that, I mean, I don't know. How'd you feel about it?
I've said it. I think I've said it a few times on the show, but it's like for me, we were the last advisor team in Sangin. Like when we left, no one came and replaced us.
Gotcha.
And there was a battalion there. I think 3-4 was there for a few more months after we left. and then I don't know if they got
What
replaced or
year?
not.
What year did you leave?
I was there in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there in 2013, and
Oh, damn, that's right when I got out of the Marine Corps. So yeah, you're right. You were definitely the last like advisor to even say. And gotcha. Okay.
yeah, and it was I mean, it was a wild summer too. It was like, we were there for the entire fighting season and shit. So when after we left, like a year and a half or something, one of the guys that was on my advisor team sent me a YouTube video that was a video of the bazaar. And it went, when we were there, we would drive through the bazaar and it would be like people everywhere, motorcycles everywhere, cars everywhere, shops open, shit's bustling and stuff. And he sent me this video, and it had been taken over by like ISIS. It was like when ISIS first got into Afghanistan, and they had come through and basically blown out the entire bazaar. It was like completely empty. It was like a ghost town.
Damn.
So when Afghanistan itself fell, I was like, I remember being on Twitter and someone said something like, Afghanistan, or the president or someone believes that Afghanistan can hold for 6 more weeks. And I was like, 6 weeks? No way. I was like,
Yeah,
6
right.
days at most.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a shock to me because I'd already seen it happen. It was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, especially when we pulled everybody out. It was a huge fuck up. It deserves to be talked about at least through the next election cycle. It shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah.
There was no reason to try to evacuate all these people from a fucking huge ass metropolitan
No.
city on a runway, with single runway.
Dude, it was all a politics bullshit, dude. Someone
Yeah.
trying to make it seem like he could handle the situation and just unfortunately all that shit is tied into politics, dude. I really feel like military and shit like that needs to be somehow separated from the whole politics gambit, dude, because it fucks
Well,
shit up significantly. I know that sounds crazy and it's
yeah, you
impossible
can't
to
really
do.
separate them.
Yeah, but think about it, dude. When they rush shit like that and it's done haphazardly, shit like that happens.
Well,
You
part of the
know?
problem is that over fucking 20 years, we never figured out what the hell we were even doing.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Yeah.
you couldn't have asked me in 2013, like, what's the strategic goal and tactical goal of your deployment?
No,
What
I
are we
guess.
working towards to end this
Yeah,
war? Like, I would not have known. I'd have been like, I don't know. I'm just here to do my fucking 7 months
yeah.
and be advisor and whatever, and then
Really
go
was
back.
just there to hold steady and not get killed. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
mean, and I was talking to, I don't know if it was on the last episode I did or a couple episodes ago. I was talking to a guy and I was like, part of the problem is that no officer wanted to be the officer that didn't get to go to Afghanistan. So no
yeah,
one's going to advocate to stop going to Afghanistan until they got to go and get their shit so that they can make sure they
yeah.
had the pedigree to get promoted to become a general one day.
Facts.
And it was like, that kind of stuff
No,
is
no one
just,
talks about that. Yeah, you're right.
and that's for sure true. I mean, that's for
Yeah,
sure, like, and people had questions, but I'm not going to say anything if I still haven't got my deployment on. Am I going to be
exactly,
the only infantry
exactly.
officer that hasn't deployed?
And
How's
you
that
don't
going
want
to
to be
make
the
me
one
look?
that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so for me, it sucked, but it was like, man, I was also, the only time I ever saw anybody get fucked up or anything in person would be when I was with my Afghans. None of the Marines I was there. I have friends that were killed in Afghanistan. Jason Kalo was one of them. He was a Marine JTAC that was killed with 1-6 during the push into Marja.
Oh
And,
shit.
you know, it's fucked up for guys like that's family and stuff like that. I would probably be more upset about it if I'd have
Think
been
about that.
in person and seen one of my buddies get killed in person. It
Yeah.
would have been way more traumatic, and the whole thing
Yep.
probably would be even worse. But luckily, I guess that never happened.
Yeah. You're right. It was. It definitely does hit different when you have someone close to you go die over there. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for what? What the fuck was that life sacrifice for, bro? Like you want to think that, like, it was for something, but shit. I
We
mean,
got to play the ultimate game, man.
yeah, I know. I
That's
know.
what it
I
is.
hear
It's
you.
like, I mean, if you, I don't know, you have a kid, right? I don't, would you say if your kid was 17 or 18, would you recommend him to join the military today?
Absolutely not.
No, why not?
No, dude, it doesn't have the leaders that are necessary for me to feel comfortable with putting anyone in my family into the military. I've talked to enough people, and honestly, the people that are necessary to train people for combat are far removed from the military now, and it's a completely different beast. I think at least. And
How different is it though than like the Marine Corps in 2000? A year before September 11th.
it's probably exactly the same. You know what I mean? And think about it. It was rough. It was rough at first. The first couple guys that went over and deployed because, they had no idea what to expect over there. Honestly, the guys that really were tuned in were when we went. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a few cycles went over there, and then they started training us, and then we got trained from the guys that got really fucked up over there. And they told us, this is what you should expect. This is how to move with certain things. 05s and 25s are absolutely necessary whenever you get out of a vehicle. This is what IEDs are going to be looking like. At least we got warned. You know what I'm saying? Like the first guys that started dealing with IEDs, bro, they got fucked up.
Yeah.
Think about the vehicles they were using, dude. No up armored softback Humvees. You serious?
Yeah, but you also got to remember what we saw in Afghanistan. The IEDs were more prevalent, and in Iraq, I think they were stronger. But also, when they first went in, and they didn't really have that many IEDs. Like during the invasion, that wasn't a thing. The following year is when it kind of started to become a thing. And initially, those IEDs were pretty small. So a lot of times it'd blow a tire off or something like that. You wouldn't actually... It would kill and maim people, obviously, but not to the extent we saw. And part of that is because as we got better at, like, oh, shit, these guys need armor, we started armoring up vehicles in different levels. It started
you notice they stayed adjusting their TTPs for us?
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they started increasing the size of their IEDs, and they got down to, like... I remember the first time we saw an EFP, where the explosively formed projectile strike hit in Iraq, and it was like, holy shit, nothing's stopping that thing.
Little things that were smoldering hot that would just go through up armor like fucking butter, bro.
Dude, I was a mechanic, and I remember we went to this, we had to go to this shop to learn how to put on these new turrets we were getting. And they had a Max Pro armored vehicle, which is the Army armored vehicle.
Those are sick.
Well, it got hit by an EFP, and you could see in the driver,
shoot it up,
or excuse me, in the passenger side door, there was a hole in the glass. I don't think it was in the glass. I think it was in the actual door. Anyway, it went through the door. You could see where it went through the passenger dude's right wrist, through his left knee, into the doghouse, like the transmission center console area. Through that, into the driver's right knee, into the driver's left ankle, and then buried itself in the floorboard. It completely fucked up like these two dudes in the inside of this truck, and you're just like looking at the the after effects, like the blood stains and shit. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, it hits different when you see that, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck, man, you can't do anything about it. Like something like that, you can't stop it. I mean, unless you have like reactive armor, and you don't have that on a fucking...
I'm really starting to think that like the EMP, the radioactive, those HUDs that we had on our vehicles to stop any kind of like
the jammers,
RC IEDs.
Yeah.
Think about it, dude. They rolled those out fresh when we went over there. Like I really feel like that's gonna affect us somehow.
Yeah, maybe. Especially the guys that carried what do they call them? The
packs.
Packs. There was I can't remember the name for them, but
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, having that antenna right next to their head. Fucking eating up all that radiation coming off of it. Yeah, what we're talking about, for those that don't know, are they have these like jammers that you'd put on the vehicle, so that in Iraq and stuff, a lot of times they would use IEDs that were connected to a cell phone. So I could be sitting on a rooftop or across a field or something away from the IED. And when I see you getting close, I just have to dial the phone number to the cell phone connected to the IED as the trigger, and that would set it off. Well, the jammers that we had would put out radio signals that were stronger than a cell phone signal, and it was basically just covering it up so that that cell phone couldn't hear that signal, and it wouldn't set it off. They obviously shifted tactics. I know in Afghanistan, we had what was called a pull string IED, where it was literally a string connected to whatever you want to call it, an initiator. I'm not going to describe it. An initiator for the IED. And again, they could sit across the field with this like kite string in their hand, and whenever you hit the trigger mark that they've set up, they just pull it, connects two things, connects the battery, and fucking
Yeah.
sets it off.
You
So
see copper wire all over the place over there, dude, from just like all those deck cords.
sketchy. Yeah, I remember they told us to like look out for yellow jugs. It's like, dude, yellow jugs are fucking
Yellow jugs,
everywhere.
dude. There's yellow jugs
They're
everywhere, bro.
literally everywhere. Like how that's like the IED training. Like, thanks for that. Look
Dude,
out for
honestly,
trash.
the IED training was absolutely useless because
I mean, go
I'm
ahead.
telling you,
It may
dude.
have
At least
changed.
why? What did you get for IED defeat?
Well, one, we learned about the jammers and stuff like that, and then in 13, no, in 2011 when I went, that's when they started using the what do they call them? The sickle sticks, the sickles, where you'd have like the
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
if you a possible ID in front of you is basically like a
Yeah.
20-foot pole, and
It's
you
like
just
a
kind of
poker.
reach out, had a little hook on it, and you'd reach out and see if you could grab an edge of a pressure plate or something like that to try to investigate it. And if it became if you were like, oh shit, that is a pressure plate, then you call in EOD. And
Yeah.
yeah, for
Wait,
in
wait 5
general,
hours.
you get much better IED like training, I guess, once you get there, because you can talk very specific of your AO, whereas any pre-deployment training is kind of, months behind.
Basic.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basic because they gotta bring everybody up that, assume everybody, no one knows anything, bring everybody up, and then not only that, but any new, tactics, techniques, and procedures that are going on, those have to get disseminated to those guys, and then they have to create classroom materials to teach to people. So it's a little behind, but I thought, they did
No,
it for
what you
what they
said right there
could.
was it was very correct, dude. Like depending on the AO that you're in, there's going to be different bomb makers for each AO, and each one has a little bit different ways that he does his shit. Whether
Yeah.
it's going to be a more pressure plated guy, or if it's going to be more RC. Some of them are a combination of both. Where like if you guys are doing dismounted patrols in the AO, a lot of them where we were at, they were putting it on the doors. So there would be like a contactor on the door. So if you open the door at all, it would just blow particles into your face, ball bearings, HME, anything like that. But yeah, I mean, those guys were fucking. It really made me feel like they had a bunch of like old school mechanics making IEDs because they were definitely somebody good with a wrench because they were just so ghetto-ly put together. Like they made anything work, like
Mm-hmm.
barbecue starters or just like cell phone pieces with deck cord. The pressure plates were old 155 shells or 2x4s with like a little glass vial. When you stepped on it, if that broke, then the charger would hit and you would go to fucking Allah. You know what I'm saying? Like they had very, very like smart ways to just make something out of nothing over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and they brought in people too. I remember the first dude I did a HIMARS strike on in Afghanistan had only been there for like, after we did the investigation and shit, he'd only been there for like 2 days, and he was there to teach the dudes that we smoked how to build and in place IEDs. And we ended up just happening to get him in that time frame, and that's what they do is they figure out how to do something like
How'd you ID them?
oh, they were putting jugs into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually we were it was Marja 2011, and I was with 3-6 as the fires chief, and someone on one of the GBOS or PGSS, I can't remember, which is, for those that don't know, the GBOS is like a camera like you'd see on the front of a helicopter, and then the
Yep.
PGSS is like a blimp with that same kind of camera on it, but much higher.
Thermal vision type.
Yeah, so we saw this guy putting in an IED, and they were like, "Oh shit, that guy's got an IED!" And all my data went down on my computer because at this time, HIMARS call for fire was basically all digital, and all my data, I lost all my internet and shit like that. So I had a radio. I'd been doing radio checks with the firing battery and with the approval authority, which was at Leatherneck and Dwyer, respectively, and I just got on the radio and was like, "Hey, this is me. Fire for effect. Grid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6." And then, I did one single rocket, smoked a group of them, the 3 dudes. One of them got up and started walking around, and my OPSO asked me if I could do it again. And I was like, yeah, repeat.
Yes, I can.
Repeat target number 1, 2, 3, and sent a second rocket, and that one smoked that, finished it off, and then,
Yes, I can.
I don't know why we. Oh yeah, so Yeah, we would always. That's. I think we talked about this when I did your show, but there was always like a double check. You're not just slinging rounds at dudes and thinking like, oh well, that was just a farmer. My bad. That happened one time that a farmer got killed that they thought was a dude putting in an IED, and that was because a designated marksman at a patrol base saw a guy digging in the road and they authorized him to shoot. And it turns out he wasn't digging in the road. He was digging right next to it. And at the time in Marja, if you were farming at night, you were supposed to be using a lantern so that coalition troops would know that you were just out there farming. And he wasn't doing that. And he was right next to the road digging. And so the DM, the designated marksman, thought that, this dude's placing an IED. I see it and all that. So that was the one time that I know a civilian got killed when I was there in 2011.
Could you ever feel like impact from the rockets from your paws?
Oh, yeah. When my last HIMARS, I remember, I think it was like 2 kilometers away or maybe, I don't remember how far away, but you just hear whoop, whoop, whoop. And I remember after like I would do a strike or something like that, and then we'd be sitting there for a little bit. Everything's good. We got full motion video because when you would do a strike, you had to keep full motion video on that strike area for at least 24 hours, I think, or until a coalition troops could come there and do a
verify.
Yeah, because what would happen is they would bring in like an injured civilian and be like, "Oh, you blew up this kid," and it's like, "No, we didn't. Like the kid wasn't there, and we could see you. We have the video of you bringing that person there." That happened. Yeah, on my last strike, we did a HIMARS shot and 2 HIMARS rockets on some guys that were putting in an IED. And it was literally like 20 minutes. I was doing my turnover with my buddy, and it was like 20 minutes after I just told him, like, hey, man, this deployment's been kind of slow. We've been doing some HIMARS strikes and stuff, but it's been a little bit since we've done anything. So, and he's like, cool, that's awesome. 20 minutes later, hey, I think we got an IED in place here. And it's like these dudes putting in an IED, and we see them carrying a PKM around and stuff like that. And this is their advance party. It's like 9th. I can't remember which battalion, if it was like 2-9 or 3-9. I think it might have been 3-9. Their advance party was there, and we were doing our turnover briefs with them to let them know what's been going on in the AO. And I get pulled out of the brief because we got this IED in placers. And yeah, we do the call for fire, and it was just like boom, boom, and everyone felt it.
Yeah.
And they were all like, "Oh shit! Like this is what's going on here," But I don't know. I remember there was a corpsman that worked at headquarters in the headquarters section of 3-6, and when I would come out of the command center to go get chow or something like that, and if we had done a strike, he'd be like, "Was that you?" He'd be like, "I fucking knew. I heard a boom, and I knew it was you." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing work in here."
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was a good time. But I still liked my 2013 deployment better when I was an Afghan advisor. So I don't know. Did you only do the one deployment as an advisor?
Yep. That just having that type of on ground experience with actual Afghans, man, I've never experienced something like that, and it gave me just such a different outlook from like other deployments because just actually being able to talk with them and like hear some of their stories, man, like I became friends with a few of them, dude. And I didn't expect that because I was completely like that type of hard-headed Marine that kind of like I thought I was just going to think of them all as dirtbags and just these towel heads, the typical cliche Marine view, jarhead view of just, the enemy. But
yeah,
honestly, living on a small patrol base with these guys and talking with them and just living with them on a day-to-day basis, I really opened my mind up to these guys, man. Especially because like we'd get into small firefights with them and they'd fight with us. And to them, they have nothing. Dirt poor. And after a firefight, they would feel like it was very important for them to provide food for us. And these guys, we weren't supposed to be driving at night. And there would always be these 2 Afghans that would be like, oh, they would go rob bakeries. Drive their little piece of shit car down to the bazaar, and they'd rob bakeries, and they'd bring, Nom, that fresh bread.
The bread. It's so
they'd
good.
Come back with fresh bread, dude, and like food, and they'd make us all sit down. They'd wash our hands. They'd put all that food in the middle, and they'd force us to eat with them. And it was just like this feeling of being in the middle of nowhere in this dangerous area with these guys and this feeling of camaraderie with these people
Mm-hmm.
that you had no idea who they were, and you could tell they had just been through squalor and they had lived hard lives,
For sure.
and I don't know, it was just so surreal just being there with them, man, and I really appreciated that time with them for
Did,
sure.
did they ever make French fries for you?
Yeah,
Dude, the
yeah,
French fries were always so fucking good. I don't know why.
yes,
We loved eating with our Afghans because we weren't getting
I
hardly
know,
any food. We didn't get very
I
much,
know.
so we were like starving. So it'd be like,
Did you know like that vinegary stuff they put on meat? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was
mm-mm.
like a. I wish I figured
I
out
don't
what
know
the
what
fuck.
seasonings they were using, but it was pretty good most of the time. I never got sick from it.
Me either. Me
We had a
either.
lieutenant that got like dysentery or something. He shit like
Yeah.
20 times in a day. We had to hook him up
Oh,
to an IV and stuff.
yeah.
It was probably something with the food, but I mean, I never asked what it was that we were eating. But it's halal, so it's probably clean. It's probably good food.
Were the flies bad by you too?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. You go to the piss tube, you go take a piss, and they would start crawling out and flying around your face, landing on you. You're like, oh, this thing just came out of the piss tube. Oh,
See,
just smack it off.
we would sleep outside at night,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd wake up and you'd have to put the blanket over your head because when you'd wake up, you would just have swarms of bugs sleeping on you.
You
Dude.
slept
It was
outside
so
at night?
yeah. We would sleep like up top of our. We had like It's hard to explain what we slept in.
Was
There
it
were
kind of
these
like a bunker, like a Hesco dirt
yeah.
bunker thing with the metal
Yes.
roof?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I liked it.
There would be like DMs on the roof at night, and we would just sleep out by them. It was so badass, dude. I had a great deployment over there. Other than like the hard shit that we went through, like guys dying and the occasional killing and shit like that. I really loved just being in the desert, just finally doing like that legit Marine shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes you when you have a deployment like that, like the living standards suck, but it makes you feel like you're doing
You
your job.
appreciate it. You appreciate it
Yeah.
because yeah,
Yeah, you appreciate showers. You appreciate even when I was with 3-6, I spent most of the time in the command center. I did go out sometimes, but not very often because I was the fires chief. I flew at one point. I flew from Marja to Leatherneck for some kind of fires conference. I don't know why they sent me, but I remember going to Leatherneck and being like kind of pumped to get there. And then after a day, I'm like, get me the fuck back out to the fob. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's annoying to go to the chow hall. This was before Leatherneck had been attacked, so it was like you have to clear your weapon every time you go into any building.
you're talking
I'm
about
like,
all those douchebags that would focus on shaves and clean
yeah,
uniforms and shit. It's like,
exactly.
dude, if you're over here, why are you bringing that? I never understood that. Like the guys that did that, dude.
Dude, I
Like,
remember walking through Leatherneck and being able to smell a female Marine like from
oh yeah,
200
oh yeah,
yards away because I'm downwind from them because we're out here in Marja where there's no running water or anything, and these chicks
yep,
are shampooing their hair every day,
oh
going to
yeah,
the gym and all that,
oh
and it
yeah,
was just this like smell I hadn't smelled in months, and it's so crazy. It's like a primal
beautiful,
feeling, you know?
yeah. Like jaw, like that shark in Finding Nemo when he first smelled blood.
You're just like, oh. But dude, it's so crazy when you're out there and it's like that because it's you're just so removed from everything. But that's what I liked. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was much better than some of the other deployments I did where I was like in Iraq. I mean, my most miserable deployment was a toss up between Iraq and where I had like a chow hall, a green bean, it'd be like being on Leatherneck almost, and being on ship, which was just fucking prison.
I fucking hated being on ship, dude.
That's the
What
worst.
was your favorite? What was your favorite part of the deployment? Was it being like the fires chief type role, where you could actually like control dropping Mars, high Mars, or stuff like that, or did you like doing like mounted convoys or dismounted convoys? What was your?
Well, again, I mean, so for my 3-6 deployment, 2011, I would say that doing my job, doing targeting, I was the only piss-off certified, which is Precision Strike Suite Special Operation Forces, meaning I was doing targeting. I was doing like, hey, this grid I'm giving you is really fucking close. I'm doing actual like targeting to give like super refined grids and to ensure that we're not striking anything from the no strike list, mosque, cultural buildings, stuff like that. Being involved in that was awesome. I was super bummed on that first deployment because I was a lap mover, and usually lap movers would go in your first deployment, you'd be a scout. So you'd go down to the line company and you'd go on foot patrols every day as a forward observer. Well, they needed fires chiefs, and I was under like I got taught by a dude that was like the best fires guy. So when I deployed, I went as a fires chief, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. But then I got there, and I was controlling all the fires. I was doing all the HIMARS and stuff. All the call for fire came from me. I sat next to the JTAC. I was in a JTAC at the time. I sat next to the JTAC. So whenever we would come up with a target grid, it was basically like me, the JTAC or air officer, and the OPSO all in this little huddle, kind of, where they're looking at my map. Yeah, that looks good. It's not going to strike anything. You know, I'm checking. You have different what's called CDE, collateral damage estimate rings for each type of ordnance. So I'm laying those on top of maps going, yeah, this isn't going to hurt anything. This is good, you know, for whatever ordnance. So that was really cool. In 2013, when I was on my advisor team as a JTAC, Team JTAC, that was my favorite deployment because I was on my own program. I was the only JTAC, the only fire support guy on the team, and I could do not whatever I wanted, but it was on me to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
And it was awesome. I mean, it sucked because I had to go out on every mission because I was the only JTAC, but it was also cool because I get to go out on every mission because I'm the only JTAC. And for that one, just like you talked about, living with the Afghans and working with them. And, dude, I spent hours sitting on pillows, drinking chai and watching Pakistani soap operas with fucking Afghan soldiers and talking about everything, religion, family, you know, just all kinds of stuff. And, like,
it was nice to see their outlook on things. But, you know, you see some fucked up shit, too, dude, because they like their boys over there. And
we didn't, I didn't necessarily see that. I heard about it. I didn't necessarily see that, but I think the police team that was there had some issues because I think one of the dudes on the police team like raped a kid, and the other police officers like beat the fuck out of the dude. And the police advisor team was kind of like, all right, we're just going to kind of stay out of this. This is like,
it was weird how some Afghans were like about that and others weren't. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just like,
it must
Americans,
be like one
man.
of those old, true.
There's weirdos out there. I remember when I was with 3-6, we watched the most fucked up thing I saw probably in that kind of context is we watched on I think it was on the PGSS blimp, 2 Afghan dudes fuck a donkey. One of them would hold the donkey's head while the other one was banging him. And he was sitting there banging this donkey, pulls out, and you see all this shit come out of the donkey where it's literally taking a shit when he finishes. He walks around, grabs the donkey's head, and the other dude comes around and it's his turn now. So he's doing double, he's dirty second, whatever you want to call it. He's going in second, and this thing just took a shit. And I was just like... And we had, at this time, they wanted us to integrate Afghans into the command center. So we had Afghans in the COC with us. And we're like, what the fuck? And they're like, not us. Those are Martian dudes. And we're like, we're giving them a little shit. Like, what the fuck is that? So fucked up. I remember that vividly.
Oh, man.
Man. Yeah.
Well, shit, you never see their women over there, dude.
No. I mean, we saw them because you could see them through the blimp and stuff. You could see in the compounds. And not voyeuristic, like watching them naked or anything like that. But you could just see them. Because normally, for those that don't know, these compounds walls are super high. They're like 10 feet high or whatever. You can't just look over it.
And the women never leave the compound.
Yeah, and when you come to a compound, all the women go into one room. So you don't ever even when you're in their compound, you don't ever really see them because they push them all into one room. And that's when you had like the FET Marines, the female engagement team. They would come in and they would go talk to the females so that they didn't talk to any of the men. And that was kind of a thing. So the only time you'd see them is if you had we had vehicles with like mast antennas. Sometimes we would have that up while we were cruising so we could look over a compound wall before we went into it. And you'd see them that way but...
Honestly, if any Afghan man saw a female talking to the Marines or any other, they'd probably kill them.
Probably, for sure. Yeah. I was talking to the Afghan Sergeant Major for the ANA unit we were with, and he was saying in his hometown there was a guy who got shot at because he looked at a girl when he walked by her. They were walking down the street. He looked at a girl as he walked by her, and her dad saw him. And him and his brothers tried to kill him, or the dad and his sons tried to kill the dude because he looked at their daughter and sister. I was like, it's fucking crazy. Because we were kind of comparing, like, you know, we were watching a Pakistani soap opera, and there was a girl getting smacked around on it because she had gotten pregnant from a dude she wasn't married to. And he was asking me, like, what would it be like in your country if that happened? And I'm like, well, it really depends on where you're at. You know,
exactly.
some people don't care. Like, oh, that sucks. You know,
you
know, we'll all love him and raise him or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
some families are like, go get the dude. You're getting married. You know, like that's not happening. You know, I was like, that's kind of how it came up. But it was like you said previously, it's cool to like have these real conversations and kind of see how much alike and different and kind of
For sure
we are. So
makes you appreciate certain things, man. I could definitely say when I got back, I took a lot of things for granted.
Yeah.
And over there, you definitely see it firsthand, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what anybody that's in the military that's traveled needs to come away from that. If they didn't learn something about the world, life lessons, then they failed themselves, because you got to take in these world experiences and use that to show yourself, like, this is ways we could be better. And this is ways that we are already better. And that's how you improve your own society. And you
honestly,
appreciate
people
your own stuff.
with narrow mindsets, that all that tells me is that person hasn't traveled the world. They've never left their little bubble. You know, like if that's how you think, dude, like go over there and see how these people live, and then come talk to me. You know.
Yeah, man. When I was in college, I remember a girl saying that like the U.S. has no culture, and I'm like, you haven't gone anywhere. What are you talking about? I'm like, what about BB King? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about fucking bluegrass? You know, like bluegrass. Like,
she's probably talking about white people. She's probably talking about white people.
She's just regurgitating what she's been told to say, and it's like, listen, like, if
absolutely.
I took like 2 weeks and drove cross country just to see sights and stuff in the country, and it's ridiculous for anybody to say that. Every state has its own culture. Every region has its own culture. There's food cultures in every area. There's people, you know, like. People got to get out more. One thing that kills me is like, well, I'm from Indiana, and people from Indiana a lot of times base their whole year, like every year, the big vacation a lot of people will do is like a trip to Florida, you know, and that's like every year, spring break. Hey, we're driving down to Florida, and I'm like, dude, change it up. Go west, you know, go out to the fucking Rockies, go see some, you know, go to somewhere you've never been, go to Utah, you know, go to.
Dude, that's so funny you just said that. I just went to Utah recently. Beautiful.
Where'd you go?
I've never, Park City.
Were you skiing?
I was actually doing private security out there, and I was guarding a rapper out there, and he lived right in Park City. It was literally in between a mountain range, bro. Like I've never seen something as beautiful as that, dude. If I were to live anywhere, I'd want to live there for sure. Most definitely. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. I went to Utah. Me and a couple guys, when I got out of the Marines, went to Zion National Park, and we did the Zion Traverse, which is like a 45-mile trail across the entire park. Yeah, it was, again, you know, people got to get out and appreciate people that, it's just like in the Marine Corps, everywhere, it doesn't matter.
Staying in the barracks.
Staying in the barracks, being miserable, getting drunk, saying life sucks, everything's shitty, blah, 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 blah.
Very true.
But they don't want to go out and like go hunting or get out and go do stuff. I had my Evo, right? So what did I do? I started looking up autocross events. And I started doing autocross racing. They even sponsored it over on Cherry Point, where they shut down an airfield, way. Yeah, they shut down a whole airstrip and turned it into a track, into a course. So we'd go out there and do autocross. And I was like, dude, this is, you know, and if you don't, if you sit around,
you don't put yourself out there, dude, you're never going to experience some things, dude. Yeah, I agree with you completely.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, man, I know you were limited. We went over a little bit what the time you were talking about. Sorry about that. You want to shout out, where's all your, you know, Hard to Kill podcast? Where's all your stuff at?
So I'm on Instagram. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Pods. If you type in the Hard to Kill podcast, you're gonna find me. The emblem's 2 AK-47s with a microphone in the middle. I'm on Instagram at Hard to Kill Pod P0D. And other than that, you can find me on YouTube. I got a couple Soft White Underbelly interviews. If you want to check those out, check those out. Other than that, Hard to Kill podcast, you can find me. I'm on Instagram at snaplikeA762. My tag's on my podcast as well. But if you look up Hard to Kill podcast, you'll be sure to find me on there.
Did you know that Hard to Kill is the name of a Steven
Yes.
Seagal movie?
Yes. And I also found someone else has a Hard to Kill podcast as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who
He
started it
got his.
first?
I think we started at the exact same time, actually.
Man, if either
Yeah.
one of you become famous, it'll become a copyright issue. You
I
should get you
know.
should
I
get the name
know.
trademarked.
I know. I need to do
If
that.
you get
I
that
need to do that.
trademark before they do, then you have more standing in court to keep the
He's
name.
a military guy too, but he's a fitness page.
Well, I'm not.
So
Just because you get a trademark doesn't necessarily mean you have to like sue the guy to get him to stop using it. But that protects you from getting sued as well.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Talk to a trademark lawyer or something like that, and just have them fill out the paper. You could probably do it yourself. Get on ChatGPT or something and probably figure that out. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, Hard to Kill. That's Steven Seagal. Like, I wonder if he even knows. I didn't know if you were old enough to even know. You know.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
Uh,
I honestly, when I thought of Hard to Kill, dude, I wasn't even thinking of like the corny stuff like that. I was going through like some hard times, and I'm a big Mike Tyson fan, and to just be able to just take punches and keep going, I love that shit. I love being able to just take a beating and keep coming, because if you're someone that like sees that, I know if I hit someone as hard as I can hit someone and they just shrug it off and they keep coming, that bothers me and that makes me worried. So if you can be that motherfucker that can take a beating and keep coming, that means something to me. And that's kind of where I got the podcast name from.
Where do you think about Tyson fighting Jake Paul?
I'm nervous, dude. I'm nervous.
Is he too
I'm
old?
Nervous. He might be, dude, because the last fight I saw with him and what's his name?
Was it
That other
Foreman?
old boxer. No,
The dude that bit him, or he bit?
No. He just fought probably 2 years ago. He's fast. He's also black. What the fuck's his name?
I have no idea. I don't keep up with it enough.
But he looked old.
Is it Floyd
So
Mayweather? Not Mayweather. He's too small.
No. It's what the fuck is his name? I'm not gonna think of it in time.
Well,
but
oh well.
He fought recently and he looked old. So hopefully he's training. I would love to see him knock the fuck out of Jake Paul.
Yes.
I
Me
would
too.
love that, and I think America needs that. But
That's
I don't
what'll
think it's
bring
gonna
us all back together.
Yeah, that'll make America great again. Right there. It's just that Mike Tyson shits all over Jake Paul.
Knock
But
him down.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But
Jake Paul needs to quit being a fucking bitch and like fight actual fighters, not these retired.
That's what it's
dudes.
doing. You got to think he's being smart about it.
He's making
dude.
millions
fighting all
doing it.
That's what I mean. He's making a shit ton of money, bro. But you're not a boxer yet, dude. You have not fought a real boxer in your weight, and that has like the skills of someone that you could actually call yourself a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like he's fighting all these bums or at least old UFC guys that are like on the edge of their career, which is, smart for him. He's picking the smart fights and he's building. And honestly, if I was someone that hasn't been in boxing, that's how I would do it. The way to build your confidence up is get little wins like that.
Oh, for
As
sure.
your confidence grows, and then all of a sudden you have faith in your right hand, and you all of a sudden consider yourself a boxer. That confidence goes a long way in the ring.
And it pads your resume a little bit too. You could be like, "Oh,
sure.
I'm 5 and whatever. I'm 7 and whatever."
Sure.
But it's like,
For
they
sure.
were like easy fights.
Are you though? Are you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm about to check that out. I hope he beats the fuck out of him. But
Me too. I'm excited.
Yeah, everybody, you can check out my show or my stuff, Former Action Guys, Former Action News on Instagram. J Kimmer Graphics is my website. If you need any help with search engine optimization, all that stuff, digital marketing work, hit me up. And that's really it, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me, brother. I will definitely try to get you on again.